You know what I mean? Um, yeah, we live. I'm opening up. Okay.
Me?
Yeah.
All right, Shalom.
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 First and foremost, before we begin, we're going to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh.
Hashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakadash.
We want to speak to our apostles and elders of Red Millstone. For well, peace, blessing, salutations, be the hopeful elect. Lord, what this lesson is edifying. The topic is the earth needs a refresh, which what that means is essentially this society, this world system needs to be broken down and needs to be reestablished on righteous terms. If you've been in, for a little bit, you already know why. But basically, for those that may be new, and you have no idea that there's something wrong with this world, this lesson is going to cover that for you.
Right. We start. You put on the list.
Yeah.
I got Second Ezra 15 and verse 5. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled.
Right. So the Lord not bringing death and destruction just because he can, because it's Tuesday morning. He's bringing death and destruction because the people's actions had essentially asked for that, because they're not following the laws that he very clearly put. And it's literally in, damn near every Israelite has a Bible somewhere or has access to a Bible. So there's no reason for you to say, I didn't know this or know that. The Lord has it in bold print what you need to be doing. And that's why we see the conditions that it is. But the reason I wanted to kick it off with that one, if somebody can get the word polluted, get the definition of that. But can you read out the 6th verse again?
Yeah.
No mind.
Second Ezra 16, or not, it's like Second Ezra 15 and verse 6. For wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and the hurtful works are fulfilled.
The wickedness has exceedingly polluted the whole earth. Pollution is never good. Nobody ever uses pollution in a good sense. If music pollutes the room, it's not good. There's nothing good about pollution. But this isn't talking about, because we know Esau, which for those that don't know, Esau is a so-called Caucasoid race. He's polluted the water, the air, and the food, everything possible. But the main thing that it's talking about is the ways of life. Everything is backwards. Well, it talks about that in Isaiah. Somebody can get that 29. I think start at 14. The world is upside down. It's not literally upside down, but it is in the sense of, first of all, Israelites are on the bottom, and Esau, the basest of men. I believe talking about that in I think it's Daniel 4 and 17. The basis of men. Esau, Edom is in rulership. And it tells you, I think it's in Sirach, the 10th chapter. You might get that too, talking about how the king is, so are the people.
Mm-hmm.
Because they gotta follow after him. Because somebody that's in a leadership position is supposed to lead by example. Because other people that fall under them are going to look to them on how to maneuver. So with somebody like Esau being in that seat, everybody's going to follow suit with that wickedness.
Yeah.
With that definition.
Yeah, go ahead.
I got it. This is a definition of polluted. It says contaminated with harmful or poisonous substances.
Right. And that fucking started in Genesis, the 3rd chapter, when the sons of God fell. That's why we're here today. That's why we have to deal with the flesh that we're in. That's why we have to deal with battling demons and these different ailments of the body, because we wanted to follow after pollution.
Yeah. Quick precept to go back with the Second Ezra 15 and 6. All right, when it said, I'm gonna read it again. For wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. And I just did a lesson. It was earlier, as a matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, going into the flood. And the reasoning as to why the flood came, and the reason why the destruction is gonna come again. On this side. So, Sirach 40 and 9. Death and bloodshed, strife and sword, calamities, famine, tribulation, and the scourge these things are created for the wicked, and for their sakes came the flood. Okay, so all these things that are coming soon to the earth, the mass destruction is simply because, hey, this is all for the wicked, man. You know, the acts of wickedness have reached into the heavens. All right, so Yahweh Shemashah knows everything that is occurring, which is why we need a refresh. Because just leave it to this nigga Esau, he's just gonna fucking kill everybody, man. Okay.
I had a quick precept.
Go ahead.
I got this Genesis chapter 6, verse 5. And the Most High saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually.
Mm-hmm. Hey, read that again.
Genesis chapter 6, verse 5. And the Most High saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually.
All right, so the Most High, hey, it's the same thing now. He sees the true intentions of you wicked ass people, you know, and he knows what follows up after that, because nothing positive follows after wickedness, man. Like when the brother got the word for the definition for pollution. I just had you call that Isaiah 29?
Yeah.
Isaiah 29 and 16. Surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. For shall the work say of him that made it, he made me not, or shall the thing framed say of him that framed it, he have no understanding. All right, but the point being the beginning part, okay? Esau, hey, he's turned everything that's supposed to be, or he's turned everything upside down. Because even the things that are righteous, you know, like stones and incense, for example, this nigga does wicked acts behind that, you know. So he ultimately just got to go, man. The refreshing is needed, you know. And I got oh, you got that Job, you said.
Yeah, I got it. This is Job 9 and 24. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?
Malachi, you got it.
All right. So the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, which it also tells you, I think it's in Micah, because it's in the power of his hand. I think it's the second chapter.
Yeah.
So basically, because he has the ability to do these certain things, wicked things, he's going to do it. He's going to go all out. And that's what we've been seeing. That's really, the whole thing with this New World Order is him trying to establish himself as God, which is like in 2 Thessalonians 2, 3-4. He's trying to be the Most High, which is why pretty soon, because he already knows everything you're doing, everything you talk about, but now he wants to be, and it sounds bad because it is bad. He wants to be inside you, literally, with this chip, and even before that with this juice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wanted to add. Even when you said he's inside, he wants to be inside you. He even knows when you're having sex, man. He really knows, like you're doing that then and there. It even says it in Isaiah the 14th chapter. I will be like the Most High. He's trying to take over, man.
Yeah, I think that's going to be one of the things that that the chip might have. They're gonna be able to tell when your heart start racing and shit. Jake getting horny. They're gonna be able to tell all that shit, which they can already, they done already seen you butt ass naked, your woman butt ass naked because of the phones and shit. TVs, and they got I know there was one thing, they got certain screws that got cameras in them. So it might look like a whole line of screws on the wall. This shit's cameras. And it's some weird ass nigga with glasses pointed up, pushed up to his face, watching you, watching you shower. Live your life. It's just some weirdo shit, man.
Yeah, Jake think with their house security system, they think they can stop all the intruders, but really Esau watching you, man. You got a camera in that corner, camera at the damn door. Esau watching your shit, man.
Mm-hmm. I got the Malachi.
Yeah, because as of right now, because we're talking about who it is, but as of right now, we haven't solidified who the wicked is. We just know whoever the wicked is, they have dominion of the earth right now.
Right. All right, Malachi 1, in verse 4. What can I start at 3?
Start wherever you want.
I started at the top. Malachi 1 and 1. The burden of the word of the Lord to Israel by Malachi. I have loved you, saith the Lord, yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith the Lord? Yet I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau, and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, and we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. They shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord have indignation forever. Wish I had signed it.
It does. Well, you can still.
Yeah.
Because people, even when we bring out those certain scriptures, like even Romans 9, talking about how the Lord hates Esau, people seem to think that it's just talking about that individual man. But no, because when it says that he's the God of Jacob, he's not just the God of Jacob. Because otherwise, why would all the Israelites serve and worship him? Because he's the God of Jacob, as in the Israelites. So when he says he hates Esau, he hates the descendants because they're just like their forefathers. You know,
Isaiah the 34th chapter, it talks about the future destruction for Esau. The Lord, hasn't, got to him yet. It's a future prophecy that's to come.
There's no way because he was talking about there's no end of the people. So all you people trying to, which is only Esau, talking about the Edomites are done away with. Nigga, I'm looking at you. What are you talking about?
I had a quick preset to back you up, Malachi.
Go ahead.
I had this Genesis 36 and 8 because people might get confused. Like as you were saying, they think when it says Esau, no, I was talking about every damn Edomite.
Right.
Genesis 36 and 8. Thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir. Esau is Edom.
And I got this. It's like go ahead.
No, I was just backing up Malachi 8. So if it says Esau, it's talking about all the Edomites.
Yeah. And I got this in the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary. Going into the word Edom, jumping down, it says Edom figures prominently in the prophetic scriptures as the scene of great future judgments. She is the only neighbor of the Israelites who was not given any promise of mercy from the Most High. So shit, that's plain enough. Okay, you Edomites were not given or not promised any mercy from Yahweh Shema Shai. So this whole overall in this together spirit is through. Y'all niggas got to deal with that cup. We've already drunken ours. We're done. It's your turn, man. We ain't got no dealings with you niggas, man. But what you just called for? Oh, you got it?
Yeah.
All right.
The second Ezra 6 and 9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followed.
so with Jacob is going to come the kingdom of heaven. So if Esau is gone, these things have already happened. That means this is the kingdom of heaven. Shit. And I don't think anybody on the planet can look at you in the face and tell you that this is the kingdom of heaven. It wouldn't make any sense at all. You would know that. You wouldn't even, in the kingdom of heaven, you're not going to be able to question that. I don't know if this is the kingdom. It's going to be heaven. There's no way you're going to mistake it for anything else, because it's going to be righteousness on the earth. There ain't going to be no room for wickedness. You're not going to have to worry about no Illuminati and if you're going to have a job next week, because now you got to take a damn CV test. You have to worry about that bullshit.
I got
that first Maccabees whenever
you got that. I'll get you which one? 17?
Yeah.
I'll get Revelation 8. Go ahead, Kyle.
The reason this one's on there is because basically just further proving that, Esau is first of all a so-called white man. That's where the wicked is, which is already established that Edomites are the wicked. But this is kind of going to show who they are today, because this is their first rulership that we're about to read about.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
All right, come. First Maccabees chapter 1, starting at the 7th verse. I'm read down to the ninth. So Alexander reigned 12 years and then died. And his servants bare rule, everyone in his place. And after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves. So did their sons after them many years, and evils were multiplied in the earth.
So does that not sound similar to the one that said wickedness polluted the whole earth? Because amongst the more control that they started to gain, through conquering, the more wickedness is going to spread because they're spreading their ways upon all the people that they conquer. And right now, they have the whole world. And they came back into power during the time of the Renaissance, which, ironic enough, and it's not ironic, I'm just using that word, it means reborn or rebirth.
Yeah.
But people don't ask themselves questions at all. They never question anything. They just think that everything, because they're sheep. And there's nothing wrong with being a sheep, but you need to have enough discernment to know who the fuck you follow. And that's the bottom line.
Know who your shepherd is. This nigga's beating you in the head with the damn stick.
Right.
The same stick that he's supposed to guide you with. The nigga just turn around every so often. Fire! Smacking the shit out your ass.
You got to be aware of your surroundings.
You got brain trauma.
You can't just walk around clueless, man. You got to have your head on the swivel at all times. Or people say in Chirac, you can get caught lacking.
Mm-hmm.
They say that civilization started with the Greeks, but then the same nigga that said that is going to talk about ancient Egypt. How does that even make sense? That's because that's his civilization that started.
Right.
And with the because people that don't believe in the validity of the Bible are the Alexander's servants, because I got them here. It was Cassander, Ptolemy, Seleucus, and Lysimachus. That was the four main ones. And that's in the Bible. They didn't need to name them out, right there for it to, you put the pieces together. But even with that, it said that he, earlier in the chapter, said he fell sick and perceived that he would die. And you look up how he died. Esau tries to be stupid, but don't know. So you know how the earth was formed, however billion years ago you say, but you don't know how this man died. But when you go into it a little more, it says more than likely he was poisoned or he died from malaria. Just like the Bible said, he fell sick and he reigned for about 12 years, like it said. And this was written before Ezra was before that.
Right. That's why the Bible is the biggest history book, man. It literally talks about past historic events and then talks about future historic events, man. But everybody likes to say that this book is because they like to say the terms it's written by man. No shit, nigga. Even books that other random guys have wrote have all been. Every book's been written by man. No shit.
The textbooks that you praise,
Right.
Those contain nothing but lies. So, ironically enough, you're cutting yourself.
Right.
You got that Revelation?
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, I'll get 18 after that.
This is Revelation 17:1. I'm gonna read down to 5. And there came one of the 7 angels which had the 7 vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will shew unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters.
And I think jump to the 15th verse real quick. I'm just going to explain what it means by many waters.
This is Revelation 17:15. Excuse me. And he said unto me, The waters which thou sawest, where the whore sitteth, are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues.
All right.
Revelation chapter 17, verse 2. With whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. So he carried me away in the spirit unto the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-covered beast, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. And upon her forehead was a name written, Mysterious Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth.
All right. So all roads lead to Babylon, essentially. And they're the ones that everybody wants to be like. I know when I was younger, everybody was always certain immigrants, especially in Mexico, always wanted to come to America because it's perceived as such a mighty nation. And then when you get here, you realize it was all bullshit.
Right.
Because it looks good on the outside, but inside it's not. It's filthy. You can't have an upright spirit and walk in America and not have a problem with this and what's going on. And brothers always talk about, especially the Middle East. Esau runs through, conquers. Now he spreads what he calls democracy, which is fucking Satanism. He's got women that last week were covered up, weren't even going outside the house, and now they shaking their ass on top of a car. That's madness.
Right.
And that's an example of that. So because of that, judgment is going to be brought forth worldwide. But America, because you always want to rip something out at the roots, because if not, it's going to grow right back. So America is going to get destroyed by nuclear missiles.
You gotta pick out the source.
Right.
You gotta go to what they say. You gotta aim at the heart.
You got some, Kaya?
I got that Revelation 19, whatever.
Okay. You said 19?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Con. I got the 18. Revelation 18. Yeah, verse 8 through 10. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burnt with fire.
And it's not talking about a forest fire. Smoking the bear, somebody just flipped a cigarette, and all of a sudden America. It's talking about nuclear missiles. That's the only thing that can cause fire on that type of catastrophic level. Is nuclear missiles. They're not made. Some people seem to think that. Well, some people think they're not real, which. Some people think they're not real, and then some people think that they just create them for show. Well, Esau may have had in his mind that I'm going to create them so I can, scare these other nations. But the Lord already read about it in Isaiah, talking about blowing on the coals, making the waster to destroy, talking about the nuclear missiles. The Lord has a purpose for those.
Right. Iran said they don't want to go to war, but the war about to break out.
Yeah, and that makes sense because realistically, why would you want to go to war? Because once it escalates and it gets to that level of nuclear destruction, all it takes is one button and your country's gone. It's not like the past wars. This is going to be the war to end all wars because America ain't going to be able to come back 10 years after that and say, you know what, we're going to come back. They're gone.
Right.
Like Kaya always brings that out. I think, what do you say, the line of confusion?
Mm-hmm.
It ain't going to be, we're going to recruit. Damn, whole America is destroyed, but over here in California, you got an army recruiting office. It's done. That whole country's gone, and everybody's gonna realize that they were under that damn hypnosis the whole time, and that's when. Well, it's gonna. The next one's gonna.
If I may add, y'all niggas ain't finna get no Exodus either. 500 years in your captivity, y'all niggas think y'all could just build a boat and go back to America. That shit over with. You won't even be able to have it because that shit it's gonna be what it's gonna say forever, which is not literal forever, but it's gonna be a long time. And then it's gonna say that nobody's gonna inhabit this land anymore, man. It's just gonna be the fowls of the air and certain beasts. So y'all ain't finna go to, like I said, no Exodus. You find an island, think now maybe we can get away from the Hebrews here. No, you can't. No, you can't. We'll blow that bitch up too.
Right.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep reading. I'll just start over. Revelation 18:8. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burnt with fire, for strong is the Lord power who judgeth her. And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning, standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come.
All right. And it'll take 1 hour for America to destroy it. So we're just talking about 200 million warheads. And the reason these merchants are going to be crying is because America is a top consumer nation. Everything you have here is 95% of the time, somewhere else. China, Taiwan, Vietnam. Indonesia, Vietnam.
I think that's shit. Made in China is one of the biggest ones I see. And second
that's
to
gotta
me,
be number.
yeah, I think second might be Vietnam. Them little chinky think ass niggas over there, they be putting in that work.
So
Damn
they're not gonna be able to make money off this place no more.
Yeah.
And then that's terrible for you. If you got a customer that always cashes out on your clothes that you selling, and then the next week he died, you're through.
And then that's the thing too, because you gotta look, the US is in like 30 trillion in debt. Or damn near close. So it's like somebody owes you money, but they die. You ain't gonna get that damn money.
Right.
Where you finna go to get it? Because Esau, what he'll do, he'll add it to the kids. Ain't gonna be no more offspring.
Ain't no more offspring.
Yeah, it tells you that in Malachi 4:1.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. I might.
Talking about need the root in our branch.
Yeah, but I think there's another one that talks about season.
Yeah.
If you're in America, you're done. It's not.
Yeah, man.
It's not like you're gonna have a cup of your liquid and you're gonna ship it across and your lineage is gonna continue. You're done.
Right. Niggas mailing sperm bank. Trying to cook. They got a written plan. They got 8 bitches. Sending sperm to them. Hey, that shit through, man. Hell no. Y'all got it though.
I got the 2 Peter 3.
Okay, yeah, I'm about to say that's the next one.
Real quick with Revelation 18, the fire. Talked about the plagues. Talks about in 2nd Ezra 15. Egypt, which we know America is modern day Egypt.
Yeah.
Just look at the back of the first dollar. That's the first and last captivity. America is essentially a 5-layer burrito of kingdoms. And one of those plagues is at Zechariah 14:12, the nuclear destruction. That's the ultimate plague. And what it tells you in 2nd Ezra 15 that all the land is going to be destroyed.
Right.
Like we're talking about, just further proofs. Sloppy.
This is 2 Peter 3:11. I'm going to read down to verse 14. Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness?
So you hear that, this kingdom is going to be destroyed because of its wickedness. That should snap you into reality, and this ain't the way to go.
Sure.
Because it's evident that the way of life of America is death. It's going to lead to death. There's a way which seems right on to a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death. And it's Proverbs 14:12. So you need to get away from that as soon as possible.
Right.
It's in your best interest.
Scriptures talk about flee from Babylon, which doesn't mean literally go get a passport and leave the country. It's spiritually leave it, man. Because us brothers in this truth, we spiritually left this place because there's nothing left for us. There's nothing left here. It's all going to be a waste. All this is temporal, man. All right. Scripture's talking about, just don't be of this world, man. That's the whole point of that scripture. Get right with Yahweh Shem Shai, seek ye the old path, seek the kingdom, man. And that's just what our people don't do. They seek to indulge more in a society that's literally going down the drain as we speak. You can see it, man. All right. They're about to shut this shit right the fuck back down again, man. Real soon. They're going to hit you with these mandates, hit you with that chip, and shut this shit down and put them troops out.
Going back real quick to the, we talked about the missiles. Fire is a major cleansing agent. So when we go into the topic of, the earth needing a refreshing, that's what that fire is going to do, man. That's the whole purpose of that fire. Cleanse this bitch out. Okay? People always say, you drop something on the floor, are you cooking? Pick that bitch back up. Hey, the heat gonna kill it. Put that bitch back on the grill. It's all right. All right, all them impurities gonna be cleansed out. That's ultimately what the Most High is doing. He's cleansing the earth of the impurities. And that's why when we get into the kingdom of heaven, our earth is gonna be perfect. We're gonna have the laws. But was that it on it, or you have more?
3 more.
Oh shit! Go ahead, Dan.
This is This is 2 Peter 3:12. Looking for and hastening unto the coming of the day of the Lord, wherein the heaven being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Nevertheless, according to his promise, look for new heavens and a new earth, wherein dwelt righteousness. Wherefore, beloved, seeing that ye look for such things, be diligent that ye may be found of him in peace, without spot and blameless.
So the new heavens and the new earth. Because we also tell you that the earth abideth forever. All right, so this world ain't gonna get crumpled up and thrown in the trash can. It's talking about the whole society, the way everything's ran, what you knew right from wrong, because it even tells you that in Isaiah that Esau has, made good evil and evil good.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna know what really is right and what's really wrong. I was at work. Somebody was saying that you got to teach your children right from wrong, and the first question that you should ask them is like, well, how do you know what right and what wrong is? According to who?
Right.
Because this society's version of right and wrong is not, in unity with the Most High. And the Most High doesn't have opinions. What he says is what it is.
Mhm.
So anything outside of that, that's an opinion. And that's just going to get scrapped.
And that's the problem with this society, because that's why people are so brain fucked with that. But the society teaches you that you can think for yourself, you can do whatever you want without any consequences. It teaches you how to be wicked. But that's why our people woke up against the scriptures, because Esau taught our people to woke up against the scriptures. Now you got a lot of Israelites that are shit. You got a lot of Israelites that are atheists. Why? Because they don't want to be told what to do.
Why can't I eat pork?
Why can I eat pork? Why can I dress like a slut?
Because you see, the thing is, even with because the Most High could have easily went throughout the whole book. I don't got to tell you shit. Could have been 5 pages, all the laws, no explanation as to why. But then when you even go into the certain laws, like the dietary laws and things like that, mainly the dietary laws for the example, you can see the reason why you don't need to be in pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster. You niggas grow up fat as fuck with all these diseases. Your ankles don't work at 36.
Dead by 40.
Yeah, like it's obvious. You're seeing it, So the Most High, he's literally showing you and telling you why you don't need to be doing certain things, because it's going to defile you. It's going to mess you up. It's going to slow you down. You won't be able to do what you usually be able to do. It's going to fuck up your body, and your body's supposed to be the temple. These other nations, they can do all these things. Why? Because they're not given the laws. We're the only nation that if you shave completely, you get them fuck ass razor bumps, big ass nigga bumps on your face. Yeah. But Esau, that nigga, seen a video earlier, there was this Moabite. That nigga had a whole mask, and he was purposely ripping the damn hairs out. Ain't nothing gonna happen to that nigga, because the law wasn't given to him. But like I said, on a main scale, because the Most High said so. Stop questioning him, nigga. It's just that simple.
Right. The scripture said the Lord is not the author of confusion. Everything
Right.
he has done is done in righteousness. All right. Like with your parents, when you ask them, well, Mom, why did I do this? Because I said so. That's how the Lord is.
Which they don't even be having no actual reason. But the Most High got an actual reason why.
Right. Yeah, the Lord.
He's just not obligated to tell you all the time.
Right. And the Lord told us. He doesn't have to tell us, but the Lord told us.
Yeah. But go ahead, Salaki.
Can I get 15 and 16 real quick? This is 2 Peter 3 and 15. An account that the long suffering of our Lord is salvation, even as our beloved brother Paul, also according to the wisdom given unto him, have written unto you, as also in all his epistles, speaking in them of these things, in which are some things hard to be understood, which they are unlearned and unstable, rest as they do also the other scriptures unto their own destruction.
Kanye, that's
Paul's teachings. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying that's beautiful precept. That's the reason why plantation Christianity, when they start dealing with, especially with as far as eating unclean things, they want to run to the book of Paul. What's that in book of Acts? Trying to say you can eat anything, but hey, that's for your own destruction, because you don't have a proper breakdown. You didn't read further down in the chapter to find out actually what was going on. And when the prophets try to bring it out to try to edify, they stop their ears and run off. So guess what? That's for their destruction.
Mm-hmm. You get that revelation.
All right, kind. So Revelation chapter 19, starting at the 11th verse. and,
All right.
and
Real quick.
okay,
Word for new. She don't even get it. I put it down. The word for new is kainos, which means refresh. Same website, refresh it. A couple things are different. Still the same website. You didn't refresh on YouTube and now you're on Bing. It's the same website, bro. So we got, basically we went into how America is going to be destroyed, and that's the stronghold, the headquarters. And then now, after that, it's all game. Howard Shah's about to take down all these other nations, and his kingdom is going to be established. We can't establish, like the saying in the Wild West movies, this town ain't big enough for the both of us. Because Moab, that's the next prospect, like damn recruit, and he's a 4-star wide receiver. He thinks he's got next after Esau. Well, the Lord's going to show him because he's got to take him down too.
Right.
You ain't going nowhere. You ain't doing nothing with all them tanks you parade and shit. You're going to go right under me.
Yeah, because it ain't finna be half of the planet Moabs and the other half Yahushua. Kind of shit. You get a border, you got a bunch of them damn fly catching ass niggas with spears and shit guarding the gate.
Yeah, they're going to have that damn, what is it? That fucking line in the grills.
Yeah.
You got that divide line.
The demolition, not demolition zone.
It's like some sort of number in there.
What's that shit called? That shit.
Guards on both sides.
Right. Goddamn. Cause they be spraying your ass if you goddamn go over that line. Goddamn. I can't find a name. Yeah, military demarcation line. Or demilitarized zone, yeah. But go ahead, Oxalaki.
Revelation chapter 19, verse 11. And I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True, and in righteousness he does judge and make war. His eyes were as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns, and he had a name written that no man knew but he himself. And he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood, and his name is called the Word of the Most High. And the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses, clothed in fine linen, white and clean. And out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword, that with it he should smite the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron. And he treaded the winepress of the fierceness and wrath of Almighty power.
Mm-hmm. I got a precept real quick. Isaiah 63:3. I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me. But I will tread them in mine anger and trample them in my fury, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my raiment. For the day of vengeance is in my heart, and the year of my redeemed is come. And that's speaking on Yahushua. At the top it says, "Who is this that coming from Edom with dyed garments from Basra?"
Right.
Symbolizing, the scripture say the slain of the Lord shall be many. Yahushua is coming back to get busy on you niggas, man. And it's going to be mass killings on a mass scale, man.
Mm-hmm.
Safe to say, fucking genocide. It's going to be a genocide of everybody that's in the United States of America. Yeah. It's just that plain. The big cost times 2, times 100,000. Yeah, shit, more than that, because y'all supposedly only got 6 million of them. Nah.
Yeah, it's gonna be more because what is it? What, like 330 million people in America, and only the elect of the nation of Israel is getting taken out of here. So, hey,
God damn it. Hey, you niggas ain't gonna be able to stand in that day.
They say, well, people, not necessarily people talk about it, but it's been brought up in movies, an alien invasion, and that's exactly what it is. Because alien just essentially means a stranger, and like the brother brought out, what was the question initially asked? Who is this that comes from Edom? because they don't recognize him because they've grown up thinking Jesus Christ is some pasty guy that just loves everybody. This is completely contrary to what you believe.
Yeah.
Which is why men's hearts ain't gonna fail for fear of seeing that long-haired fuck. Nobody's scared of that guy, man.
Yeah, so fear. How do you fear a flaming faggot?
I actually looked up that word with a big cause. It says mid 13th century, sacrifice by fire, burnt offering.
That's what the word means.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Yeah, a thing wholly burnt, burned whole. Originally a Bible word for burnt offerings. So yeah, that's crazy. That is crazy, bro. A thing wholly burnt, a burnt offering. Hey, that's what America gonna be. God damn it. But I got that Daniel. If anybody else got anything, yeah, Daniel 2, and 44. And in the days of these kings shall the power of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. All right.
It ain't gonna go nowhere. And once it's established, that's it. Because the kingdom of heaven was not part of the statue. The kingdom of heaven is what hit the statue.
Right.
You see? And all those kingdoms, because people seem to be under this illusion that America is just some sort of, just indestructible nation that will never fall. But yet, 90% of the statue is gone. Right? We're in the feet.
Right.
So everything else is gone. Why would this all of a sudden be different? And this is really nothing like those in terms of their might. America's so damn divided. It tells you that the beast, the EU and NATO, they're gonna hate the whore. They're gonna hate America.
Right.
This place is divided.
Right.
Everything.
I'll say even the people.
Yeah.
And I wish Shai talked about that. I believe in Matthew's 12th chapter.
Mm-hmm. So ultimately this place isn't going to stand, and but the earth is going to come into that refreshing, and we're in the beginning stages of it. All right, because we're out here preaching this word and bringing down the strongholds. With no weapons necessary, man. All we're using is scriptures.
Look at the damage.
Right. So imagine when the actual damage comes. This shit gonna be through. Through the spirit of power, how about Shemashai, the prophets of the Heavenly Father have managed to bring down a whole kingdom.
That's prophecy. Scripture say this word shall be preached unto all nations, then shall the end come. This place is ending because men are waking up. The elect is being sealed. That's why it's crumbling. That's why it's moving at a rapid rate, because the Lord is sealing his elect. And finna get the show on the road, man, which is Jacob's trouble.
Yep. Yeah, I said that refreshing is coming, and everybody's gonna like it one way or another. We gonna love it.
I had one quick precept.
Go ahead.
All right, I got this Obadiah 1 and 3, because Malachi made a statement about these Americans. They're like, man, who gonna bring us down? Well, Obadiah 1 and 3, the pride of thy heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that said in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? And hey, that's how they think. The slogans here in America, Trump was what? Make America great again. Hey, that's a build back better. I mean, that's like shit. We got to get it back to where it was in the 1700s when we had these niggas in hardcore slavery. We need that back.
Yeah. Brother, in Psalms 49, they think this shit gonna continue.
Mm-hmm.
Like the brother was saying, we're at the feet of the statue, man. Bitch can't even move no more. It's over with. Usually you get your foot amputated. Now the whole body's amputated. You just left with feet. Meaning you're done. What are you gonna do? There's no more. You can't do anything. Yeah, we need to amputate 99% of your body, but you can keep your feet. Nigga, I'm dead. I'm through, man. Feet don't get up and walk off. America expect to be that. I don't know if y'all brothers privy to or how much y'all watched it, but on Courage, had an episode with Eustace's foot got an infection.
Oh yeah.
And then the whole foot took over this nigga.
Yeah.
Nigga was a big ass foot.
He was talking.
Yeah, every toe was a, every toe had a, they was trying to take over the whole city. That's what America trying to do. Be that big ass foot. Right. That nigga was bugged. But it's not going down like that, man. So ultimately in the end, hey, Yahweh Shemashah is going to establish his kingdom on the planet Earth, and all your other heathens will be in subjection to the Heavenly Father and his only begotten Son, and the Israelite man. All right. But hey, if brothers ain't got nothing else, we'll go ahead and wrap it up. All right, Lord willing, you bros was edified that was watching. All right, before we close, giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh.
By Hashem, Yahushua, by Hashem, Kakadash.
All right, double honors once again. The apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who well and taught us truth. Peace, much love, and citation to the elect. Hey, to the next lesson, hey, Shalom, Kwan Yasharallah, blah, blah, blah.
Shalom.